Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at the Watchbox Reviews. I'd really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and make it yours on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing a watch that bowed at Basel World 2016, 40mm in rose gold. This is the Blancpain Villeret Annual Calendar GMT. That's a lot of functionality in a dress watch. 40mm in rose gold, yes, but also reasonably compact, as despite the complexity and automatic winding, it's only 11.3mm thick and 45mm from lug to lug, making this watch suitable for a wrist as small as 13.5cm circumference. Once more, for reference, if you're new to the channel or simply watching this video to get a sense of sizing, my wrist is 16cm circumference. The spacing between the lugs, a very modern 22mm. So the lug spacing is wide and so is the strap. It creates a handsome and contemporary proportional look. The strap is medium brown, large rectangular scale alligator leather with a monotone stitch and sheer sides showing the levels of construction. You can see the layers of leather. There's a little bit of bolstering to add body, and this is a new Blancpain factory strap, so you'll be the first one to gouge it. There is a remarkably handsome and clever leaf spring enclosure system for the double deployant clasp. It effectively cinches the clasp shut and holds it there until you want to open it up. It's beautifully polished and satinated in rose gold, and the design is of GNF Chatelain, and I would bet that they fabricated this clasp for Blancpain. The case is handsome, polished, with a nice sharp break between the lug profile and the case band. You can really see that to good effect right here. There is a double step to the bezel, and as you can see, there's a little bit of a rounded profile to the case, so it curves inward and downward. The lugs slope down as well as off to the sides. They have a bit of tumble home and a teardrop profile when viewed from the side. The timepiece with a simple crown, as you can see. The dial is where all the action starts. This is where things start to get complicated. Let's give ourselves a bit more light and focus on the dial. So there's a lovely sunray pattern. You can see it in miniature inside the 24-hour subdial, and then it extends in a larger sunray from an origin point at the center of the GMT hand across the dial. Apertures for the annual calendar: you have the day, you have the date, you have the month, and because it's an annual calendar, it can deal with most irregular length months, need correcting only once per year during the jump from February to March. So that will be the only time you need to adjust the calendar itself. But because it is a GMT, you can set your local time, take note, separately from the 24-hour sub-register. And also note, because this is an annual calendar and thus driven by wheels rather than wheels and levers as with the perpetual, you can set the time in either direction as you cross the international date line, and the annual calendar will make the adjustment day, date, and month in both directions. It's a very smart system. Now, if you want to enjoy full command of your dial, you can now pull the crown out all the way, and you can see the second time zone, which makes one circuit of its subdial per 24 hours, is adjusting in sync. The one feature the watch does not have, as you'll note, is stop seconds, but in every other regard, state-of-the-art and beautifully equipped with skeletonized leaf or foy style hands. You'll see there's a polished gold chapter ring to the sub-register, as well as applique Roman numerals, stylized of course, featuring a little bit of a pinch at their center. Note the presence of a watchmaker's 4. Turn it all over and you've got a modern twin barrel movement. It's based on the 1150 Frederic Piguet, but highly modified. This is a movement 6054F that features a 72-hour power reserve, a very even torque release from max wind to minimum wind, so it doesn't run super fast when it's fully wound, nor does it slow down unduly after 24 or 48 hours from initial winding. You can see the rotor is handsomely scalloped, and the movement itself is beautifully hand decorated. It beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It has those two barrels, the annual calendar functionality, independent 12 and 24-hour time zones. It's adjusted in 5 positions like a chronometer, and as you can see, beautifully finished with a mirrored anglage on the edge of the rotor as well as the edge of every bridge and in the screw and jewel countersinks. We have black polished screw heads, engine turned perlage on the base plate, and wheels where they are visible feature a satinated surface. It is quite impressive and very handsome. The timepiece, of course, 30 meters water resistant and thus not a sports watch. Nevertheless, that's why you have a Blancpain 50 Fathoms. If you look closely, you can see underneath the lugs there's a corrector system for the annual calendar that allows you to make changes, and I'll demonstrate this. It allows you to make changes using only your fingernail, so you don't need a pusher corrector to adjust the calendar. It also relieves you of dimples or pusher actuators on the flank of the case. And because this is a smart system, it prevents you from accidentally changing the calendar during the turnover danger zone during the night. So this is a very smart system. It works well, it's clean, it looks good, and it prevents you from an expensive trip back to Les Brassus. Made and finished in Les Brassus, you can see this Blancpain Villeret annual calendar GMT and make it yours on the watch box.